Reactions are still trailing last Monday, January 27, 2020 judgment, which convicted Maryam Sanda on charges of culpable homicide following the death of her husband, Bilyaminu Bello, by Justice Yusuf Halilu of the Abuja High Court. Addressing a news conference in Abuja on the developments, some civil society organizations faulted the judgment of the court, attributing to a mere hearsay. According to Emmanuel Onwubiko of the Human Rights Writers Association, the group arrived at its conclusion based on the fact that no witness testified of seeing the accused stabbed her husband, no weapon was tendered by the police in evidence, and none of the police witnesses corroborated each other's testimonies that Maryam killed her husband.
The judge committed what we may call a fatal error when he failed to consider the preliminary objection and rule on it one way or the other before delivering his judgment. We advise them to make this a number one ground of appeal, as we believe it is a settled principle in our law that without fair hearing, a proceeding is flawed and incurably defective. We sympathize with the Honorable Courts for having the unavoidable task of making a decision without substantial evidence, and blame the police for doing a very shoddy investigation. The failure of the police to do a better job should not be an excuse for the judge to descend from his exalted bench to assume the role of an investigating police officer by going outside evidence before the court to reach a decision to convict Maryam.
The kids have lost their father in an unfortunate circumstances. Should they lose their mother too? Can we think about these kids for a moment? So, do we know the psychological trauma and the physiosocial problem that having both parents killed in this manner would have on them?
Maryam Sanda, who was sentenced to death by hanging, is presently detained at the Suleja Correctional Facility until she exhausts her rights of appeal. CNA News.